Hey, this is Homebuyer Radio, episode number 62. Dan Morales here with you. This week, what I wanted to talk about is if you are going to be buying a house for an elderly parent, or maybe you're buying a house for a child who is disabled. Okay, if you are, in either of those two situations, and you're going to buy one of those properties, and the person that you're going to buy the property for, if you will, is not going to be on the mortgage with you, you may find that a lot of lenders will tell you that you have to process your mortgage as a investment property or a non-owner occupied property. Okay, the problem with that is those terms are way worse than what you would get if you were buying a primary residence, right? And of course, who wants to take terms that are way worse if they don't have to? Well, we have a way where you can finance a property as an owner-occupied property legitimately, right? This is following the rules and the guidelines. There is a way for you to finance that property as an owner-occupied property, meaning that you get much more favorable rates and terms as owner-occupied versus as a rental property in the case of you buying a property for an elderly parent, or if you're buying a property for a disabled child. We even did one where we had a brother who was buying a property for a brother who had some disabilities. The brother who was buying the property was an airline pilot, and he was buying a property for his other brother to live in Michigan, here where I was located. So he was buying a property for his brother to live in, and he was kind of a caretaker and provided for and took care of his brother. So in that case, we were still able to use that same benefit, right? We were able to help him buy that property for his brother, do it as an owner-occupied property as opposed to a rental property. Benefit, of course, is you just get better terms, and it makes that home much more affordable to own. So, this is just a reminder, guys. This is why you want to work with somebody who knows what they're doing, because when you don't know what you're doing, or the lender you're working with doesn't know what they're doing, it costs you money. The whole reason I'm doing this episode of the podcast is because I just had a client that I spoke to who were doing a refinance transaction for him for a property that they have in Indiana. They bought a house for her mom in Illinois, and they had to do it as an investment property, and they way overpaid for that property versus what they would have as far as the mortgage. They way overpaid for the mortgage because it was done as an investment property, and they could have saved a ton of money had they just done it the way that you and I just talked about here. So the expertise of your mortgage guy, it matters, okay? It does, right? Just like the expertise of like your brain surgeon matters. It matters, who does your mortgage, because you shouldn't have to know all the ins and outs of mortgage finance, but you should be able to know that your mortgage person does. And if they don't, you're working with the wrong person. But hey, let's be honest. You should be working with me anyways. That's the whole reason why we do this podcast. Again, my name is Dan Morales. You can find me on the web at danmorales.com, DANMORALEZ.com. Phone number is 616-931-4629. NMLS number is 709729. And North Point Bank is an equal housing lender.